So we're here and we're gonna go through and glue this up. Now, with the glue up, it's pretty simple. We're just gonna crank these open, run some glue on the plate. Now you do want a fairly appropriate spreading of glue. Now I've just got a bit of old scrap timber here to come through and spread it. We don't need heaps of excess because the squeeze out's gonna be too much, but it is handy to get a nice covering. I've definitely used a bit too much glue in my haste to get this video sorted. From there, you can either add more glue to the other side, but because I've got so much here, what I'm gonna come through and do is I'm actually gonna utilize the glue off that face to come through and spread the glue on both faces. So yeah, perfect. From there, all we're gonna do here is try and line these up as best as possible. I've got a bit of scrap paper so I don't get glue on the bench here. Line these up as best as possible. And then we'll put them in the vise. Crank that open. Wrap that in some paper just around this way, just to stop any dripping going onto the floor. So I'm just gonna put some paper around it that way. Make sure it's still aligned. And drop this into the vise. Now, in this case, it's handy to drop it right down to the bottom of the vise, because if it's right down at the bottom of the vise, it means it's going to have a flat surface. So instead of trying to have it up, it means you've got at least got it even on the bottom, on the side, I'll say, and then you can adjust the ends to get as close as possible. Yep, do that up, making sure that nothing's moved. Now, this is where it's handy to have a bit of wet paper towel. Wipe off all that excess, because you've got to clean it up sooner or later. And I think sooner in this case is probably easier than later. So I like to apply a fair amount of water, come around, clean as much off as I can. Now, in doing this, you need to make sure that you're not allowing it to stay and set in the grain. So sometimes that can happen, is the glue, if you wipe it off, can get caught in the grain. And so with that, I then get some dry paper towel, coming through and cleaning up as much of that as possible. That will be ready to go. Because we're using Type 1, that'll be ready to go in about 40 minutes to an hour on a warm day. On a cool day, you probably want to leave it about an hour and a half, 2 hours, to really allow that glue to dry solidly and firmly. Anyway, see you guys in the next video.